What's good? My name is Julius, and this is my channel, Real Hair Talk. I just kind of want to give like a introduction into, I guess, like who I am, and then like what the intent is of this channel and stuff. Because I think I just like posted a video and kind of like just let it go out there. Um, so my name is Julius. I am a resident of New York. I've been living in New York for about 2 years now. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan, and I have also lived in Miami and DC. So I've lived in a few major cities, all working in the hair industry in some facet or form, or in the beauty industry rather. And so that's kind of what prompted me to make this channel, because I feel like my experience in the industry and knowledge behind the chair, I think at this point is like, why not share it? Because what else am I gonna do with it besides behind the chair and applying it to my guests? So I was like, why not share a little more, start some conversation, stuff like that. I even got into hair. Let's see. I got into hair from like high school year, my senior year. I started doing my own hair naturally, because I was first getting it done at a salon, and it was like $70 like a week or every 2 weeks or something like that. And I was like 15. I couldn't afford $75 a week to get my hair done. That was like absurd. So I was like, I could probably do this. I had been watching her do it like back to back. And I was like, just always watching like her process, how she does it, as far as like, washing my hair first, detangling it, and blowing it out like section by section, and then flat ironing it. And that's what I meant when I said I was doing it. Because I was doing it like like straightening it like every week almost. Like every Sunday I was pretty much doing it. And I remember the first time I ever did my hair, it took me 2 hours. It took me like maybe almost 3 hours. And I didn't have none of the good equipment. I had like this shitty blow dryer. I had bought that Conair flat iron. It's like, if they sell it, it's like a ceramic one, and it's like 2 inches wide. It's like a 2-inch plate. Because I'm thinking like, oh, I have thick hair, so I should use a bigger plate because it'll just make more sense. And I wasn't all the way wrong, but that's neither here nor there. So it just, I remember doing it, and it took forever. Oh my God, my back was like dying, like the back of like my shoulders, my traps, all of that. It was a mess. So I started doing my hair, and as anything you do, you just practice, you get better. So eventually got really good at it. And my time went down. So it took me from 2 hours to about an hour, like hour and a half. And then my classmates in high school always liked my hair, even when it took me to 2-3 hour times, they still liked how it looked. And eventually they started trying to like ask me like, they didn't mind if I could try doing their hair, because they just liked how mine would look when it was straight. I wonder if I even have any images. I might have some. I have to look. But this is what I would look like when I would straighten my hair in high school. So it looked like that. And then, boom. That's how I got into hair, essentially. It was just me doing my own thing, and then the people started liking it because seeing me out and stuff, and they were asking me to do it, and then I started doing other people's hair and realized I actually enjoyed doing it. And I think for me, it was like it's kind of like this thing of a millennial, like instant gratification, where you can kind of see your work like live like immediately. And that's kind of how it like came about. And after high school, I actually wanted to attend, I wanted to go to hair school, but parents would not let me. They were like, if you go to hair school and take out this $20,000 loan to go to, I think at the time, it was, I was trying to either go to Aveda or Paul Mitchell, just because that's all the ones I knew in Detroit, or like in the area rather, not in the city, but like outside the city. And I didn't go because they told me if I take out a $20,000 loan, that I must be an adult to pay for even like rent and bills, to kind of sign on to that kind of money. So it's not like my parents weren't being supportive of it. They just, the fact that my academic college was already paid for, they were like, you need to go to school. So I was like, all right, I'll go to regular college. It's fine. Like, fine. And I was trying to figure out a way, like, how could I get my license at the same, like, how could I get my license and not have to go through college and then go back to hair school? So, at the time, at this point, I already was working in a salon. I was a receptionist at a predominantly Black salon at the time. We'll get into that too later on down the line on when I say like a Black salon or white salon, because there is such a stark difference where in this industry, like, unfortunately, you have to like separate the two because it's not the same, which is a problem in its own self, which we'll dive into later on in many other videos. But I already was a receptionist at a salon, but that salon, they had a thing called an apprenticeship program, but it really wasn't it really wasn't the most organized setup at this particular salon. So eventually, after I was there for about 2 years, I left, and I ended up becoming a receptionist at another salon in a different city, of Birmingham, Michigan, and I was a receptionist. I started off as a receptionist there, and then like 6 months into it, I was able to become an apprentice at this salon. And so the salon I was working at was in Birmingham, Michigan, and I was there for about 5 years. My apprenticeship was like 2 years, and so what an apprenticeship is essentially like an internship. You just kind of work full time, like as an assistant, so just doing like shampoos, blow dries occasionally, applying color, stuff like that. But it's just you do that shit for 2 years, and then you take your state board tests, and if you pass, that's it. And it's nice because you're kind of like, instead of like hair school, which basically teaches you how to pass the state board, so they're just teaching you like your just like fundamental things. They don't teach you technique. They don't teach you any specialty tricks per se. A lot of the things you learn as a hairstylist is on the floor and like in real time, like in the real life salon situation. School is kind of like an anomaly. It's kind of like this little bubble that you learn like these little things, but when you get into the salon, like half that shit don't apply. I don't say half. That might be a reach because I didn't go, so I can't say. But I just know friends of mine that have came into salons have said that it's like they felt like school didn't prepare them for some of the intensity of what the real salon industry is like. That's how I got into hair. So eventually got my license, and there you go. So that was that. So what I'm doing now is I'm a stylist still, but I'm also a manager of a salon as well. So with behind the chair and working with stylists and working with clients and doing services and stuff, I started getting more into the operations of a salon too, because it also was my degree in college. I went to business school. So I started really looking into what a salon takes to run, as far as like environment, culture, the overhead costs, all those kind of things, like just things that pertain to the business, as far as the guest, the client, or the guest, the stylist, how they do services, all that kind of stuff. All that plays into the business of it, and I was really interested in that side of it as well. So I have been a salon manager for the past, like, I don't know, 5-6 years. So it's really given me a different perspective. On top of working behind the chair, I also know a lot of the back end too, as far as like what it takes for it to actually operate as a business. So I'll dive into some of that stuff too later on, because I want this channel to be something that people that are clients and stylists can really learn from, or we can have a conversation about. I think there's a lot of channels out there specifically geared towards just one or the other. It's either you're a stylist kind of making it for other stylists, or it's a client, or it's a stylist making it for clients, like how-tos and tutorials and all that kind of stuff. I want this to be more interactive. I want this to be more for both of us, because at the end of the day, a good haircut or a good salon service is so much communication that has to be done on both ends in order for it to make sense, because it's just the way I've learned that you can have the best salon experience. is if there's open communication and understanding on both ends. So this is what this is going to be about. This is going to be a channel to try to help both parties come to better medians in order to achieve looks, and as well as just have some engaging conversations around the beauty industry and the salon world and hair and beauty, fashion, makeup, celebrities that we like, celebrities I don't like, or just styles that I do like, or Instagram celebrities, as far as Instagram stylists and hair people as well. I'm going to try to put them on platforms and try to talk about maybe some of their work or work they've done, or see if I can even get them to come on with me and maybe have like conversations about the industry itself and maybe things that they have faced, or ideas they may have, or just having conversations about all this stuff, because it's interesting when I'm in a salon and how engaging a lot of people can be about the industry, but then it's like they never meet someone that can actually match them or even question them about certain things or angles that they never thought about as far as beauty and what it means to them. I think hair is a very it's a very empowering thing that people don't give it its credit for. I think we do, but then we don't realize how important it is for everyone. It's going to be a conversation for men and women, and that's something that I want to get really through to this, is like not all hair not all hair is just revolves around women. And I think that's something that we get lost in, especially now with the guys wearing like units and being more open to getting their hair colored and trying different looks, and the whole natural movement that has taken over as far as having like curly hair and how to even maintain it. Like a lot of guys don't get enough help with that. And I think it's kind of fucked up because it's always geared towards women because they're the main target market for the beauty industry. But you know, men's interest in it is increasing every year, every month, every video, every Twitter drag of healthcare and or skincare and hair care routines. So I think it's time that we embrace the men that are coming into this interest and see how they can learn from it. And I would love to have more male like interaction as far as like questions around products, regimens, maybe questions around ideas of the industry, maybe questions you've ever wanted to ask about, like, why is this way or why is this that way? And you never got an answer. I pretty much I'll do the due diligence and the research to actually give you answers and give you some kind of resolve or something. If I don't know something, I'll say I don't know, and I'll get back to it eventually. But I just want this to be a very open environment where we can just kind of have fun, talk shit. As the channel kind of grows, interaction is going to be so great. I will put at the bottom of this video the email that I want you to use to submit any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that. It's going to be right at the bottom. It's going to be RealHairTalk@gmail.com. So you can just use that. Submit any pictures and stuff. Pictures really help if you have any like questions about things like why are this way, or how did they get this, or if you're asking about hair color. So I do a lot of hair color. That's kind of like my forte as far as my my role in my salon. So I kind of look at myself as a really strong hair colorist in a sense. So I just have I have a good grasp on color knowledge and color theory and stuff like that. So I would be curious if you showed me photos like how did they get this color. We can talk about it, because I think one of the things I want to dive into as far as salon services go is expectation building and trying to figure out ways around the correct processes of trying to get to certain things. For example, you'll eventually see as this video goes, my hair is gonna get lighter and lighter, but I'm gonna keep my length. And you'll kind of see how that works, like working in processes rather than trying to do everything at once kind of thing, and understanding why that's important. So things like that is gonna be topics we'll cover. So stay tuned. It'll be a good time. I'm gonna get more and more comfortable with this. It's something that's new to me, so I'm trying to like get better at talking in front of the camera, hearing my voice. It's not something I do all the time. So it's I do talk a lot. That's true, but I don't record it. So that's what anyone that knows me know. I do talk, but it's just I don't really record it. So I think we'll have a good time for sure. I'm excited. It's something I can do. It's something that we can do together in quarantine. And I hope that you subscribe, like, share, tell a friend. Please submit questions. It's gonna be a way that's gonna help me really figure out like what topics are more important than others. Cause I'm gonna try to I'm gonna be posting stuff I want to talk about, but I would love to like kind of keep it in the interest of you guys as well. So if you want to know questions about hair color, hair treatments, hair product knowledge, maybe salon questions or business questions, if you want to talk about maybe even your favorite looks of the week, things like that, celebrities, submit me photos, submit me things, and then I can kind of keep you posted. I also will be trying to do reviews on shows and like music videos, TV stuff, like entertainment, and talk about looks that I like and looks I didn't like. We can kind of dive into them a little bit because, you know, I watch a lot of TV, but it's always one of the things I always look at no matter what is I'm not sometimes paying attention to the storyline. I'm literally looking at them. So I'm like looking at the actors and their hair, their makeup, their clothes, the different scenes, if their hair changed or not, which is funny to me when you see people have like different hairstyles, but they're in the same scene, but they just, you know, cut the scene and piece them together, but then they look different. It's like weird to me. It's like little details that, that I like to try to catch on TV because it's like, it's just the little things that people don't pay attention to, but when you're in the industry, you see it. It's funny to watch. So there's that. So like and subscribe. Like I said, this is going to be a learning curve for me, getting more comfortable with it. And I hope you all enjoy. So thank you.